If you're religious, do your thing. I'd rather us build on our similarities. I am not here to knock any of y'all for what y'all broke my ego. Ride with what you ride with. I'm locking on our similarities and we're going to build from there. Y'all know I try to do my best to keep this shit 100% positive at all times. So I don't want issues. I ain't trying to demean nothing that nobody believe in. I want to get that disclaimer. That is not my goal. I'm just finna tell y'all what experience I had. I do mushrooms. I do mushrooms a lot. I was questioning religion. To be real with y'all, I've been questioning religion for a long time. If y'all was on the live the other day, or if you read this book right here, my first book, my autobiography, I tell stories in here about shit I've been seeing since I was 5 years old. Things I've been hearing, and it's a man that I've been talking to. He's only spoken to me one time. The first time I met him, we didn't have a conversation. He says a few words to me, whatever. So that led me to start questioning religion and questioning spirits and all that kind of stuff, right? I went to Vegas in 2015, and I remember one day I was laying in the bed. I wasn't high. I don't drink. I wasn't high. I'm chilling. I'm just like, damn. And I know some of y'all been here, right? Where you question how religion works, and you be like, damn, wait, let me not think that, because they say God can hear and see all. He's gonna know that I'm questioning what I've been told to believe, and he might be upset with me. I know that shit sound retarded, but I know some of y'all done did that. Like, damn, grandma told me God could hear everything. Fuck, let me stop questioning, is he really real or is this real? Because he gonna know I'm questioning, and then he gonna be disappointed in me. Just as short as 3 years ago, that's how I was thinking, right? Went to Vegas, we had a good time. I got back to the crib, and one of my homies was like, have you ever done ecstasy? I'm like, nah. Well, no, I tried X a long time, like 10 years ago, but I popped half a pill. My dog down here in Florida, he got something called triple stacks, super strong ecstasy, right? So them shit's 40 a pill. We was eating them motherfuckers like Skittles. Mind you now, this is the same time. I'm the tatted mentor at this time, so I want y'all to know I'm not perfect. I'm not without fault. I've done a hell of a lot of drugs while I've been writing books and while I've been helping y'all with y'all lives. I have been dependent on drugs. I am nowhere near perfect. So that's why I don't judge. There's been a lot of times where I put up some thought-provoking shit, and I was going back and forth with y'all in the comments. Appreciate that, bro. Appreciate the love. High as a motherfucker. Off some hard shit. So I do not want y'all to think I'm without error. I'm just this perfect dude that do yoga, read, and teach kids. Definitely not the case. So my man got me, like, we on ecstasy like damn near every day. We high as a kite. Following that, right, I started researching what's in ecstasy, because I told one of my other partners, he like, bro, lay off the ecstasy. That shit be man-made. A lot of, it's stepped on. They put a lot of shit in that to whip it up to be what it's gonna be. But to tell y'all, I started taking my first trips while I was on ecstasy. I started seeing a lot of shit. Like, it was already in me, but to be real with y'all, drugs started helping me to kind of like tap in and control shit. Again, some of y'all gonna think I'm crazy, but this is why I tell y'all, Matilda has been my favorite movie since a child before I was introduced to drugs. Because I always knew that, like, I either wanted to emulate her, or I always felt like me, even though that movie is fictional, but I always felt like me and that young lady had a lot of shit in common. As far as brain power, foresight, seeing shit from the future, whatever. So when my man told me that, I'm like, bro, I still want to get high. Just find me something that's not man-made, but that come out the ground. He like, bro, I'd say less. I'm going to put you on these shrooms. So then I started buying acid and shrooms. I'm not encouraging none of y'all to do that, but mushrooms, to me, 30 times better than marijuana, and there's no odor. And the highest, marijuana is the nephew, shrooms is great granddaddy. But anyway, I'm not encouraging none of y'all to do drugs, because it's not for everybody. Some of y'all will trip too hard and you'll be lost in the sauce and you might not recover properly. To me, you do have to be mentally strong to mess with those drugs, because they are mental drugs, and they're going to take you another place mentally and spiritually that you may not be ready for. So let's get back to it. At this point, I'm not questioning religion going on 2.5 years. Me and the mother of my child, one of my children, Derrick and Melanie's mom, right? We used to always do shrooms together. We used to always trip together. So one day I'm with her. She got to pick up her partner from work. So we get in the car. We got crazy high. Like, I took like 3 back to back, because I'm a big dude. I'm 250. So like for me to get high, take a lot of weed, take a lot of whatever. I have a high tolerance. I don't do a lot of drugs, but I think the ecstasy built my tolerance. So like weed rarely gets me high unless it's some amazing weed. I ain't gonna lie, I had some weed in Oakland. I was definitely high. I was so high I was itching, like my body was itching the whole flight back to Tampa. But anyway, that's another story. Alright, so listen. Mind you, subconsciously I've been questioning religion. But I've been suppressing it because I've been worried, like, damn, God knows our thoughts. Let me stop questioning religion. Her and I both are questioning religion. We get in the car, kid you not. Her partner he was at my house. Her partner at that time worked probably like 7 miles from the crib. We get in the car, she's driving, as she's approaching the bridge. Again, some of you are gonna think I'm crazy, you call it what you want. But my people on the live that took shrooms or acid or LSD or ayahuasca, they can co-sign that you have out-of-body experiences. Most of them, and like I said, if you mentally sound and you know how to control your high, you'll have fun every time. I've never had a bad trip ever in life. Nobody around me ever had a bad trip. You got to have you a trip sitter. Again, I'm not encouraging y'all to do this, but if you stumble across some shrooms, be conscious about who you're around, because a lot of times your body is not super functional, so you can be taken advantage of. Just be careful about who you're around. Keep bad vibes and bad energy from around you, because it can affect your whole trip, and then your shit is a roller coaster and you're not having fun. I'm going to get back to my story. So, from my house to their workplace, about 7 miles away, right, we're approaching a bridge. If any of my people in here from the city is on here, I'm turning right, making that right on slide, going down 301 towards the fairgrounds. Cutting over the overpass over I-4. Derrick, check on your sisters. So, as we're approaching the bridge, I see the sky start to open. I'm tripping like a motherfucker. I'm scared. This is the only trip I've been on that I'm scared, because I'm like, my subconscious me telling me like, nigga, you kept asking, here it is. You kept asking, here it is. So we're approaching the bridge, right? I look at her, I'm like, you see that? She like, yeah. She like, that looks scary as a motherfucker. I'm like, no, that do look scary. Stop the car. She like, Derrick, I can't stop the car. We on the fucking interstate. I can't stop the car. I have to keep going. So as she approaches the bridge, like I said, sound crazy, because some of y'all haven't been to this side of the world. So I levitate from the car. Right? I saw life from 3 different levels. I saw. It wasn't no pressure. It wasn't no negative. As I'm levitating, as we going up this bridge, I like real deal. The car drove into the sky. I get up 3rd level. I see nothing but blue, and I see clouds. And that's what my subconscious really like. Because I told you, with shrooms, I'm gonna tell y'all, anything you're suppressing is gonna come pouring out. It's gonna come pouring out. So like when I do shrooms, I stay away from my phone, because I've had partners who I don't deal with anymore, but I may have felt a certain way. I never got to say it. You may be mad at somebody, you want to get the shit off your chest. All those things. Shrooms will make your feelings come pouring out. So be very conscious about the electronics around you, who you're around, who you're talking to, because you can say some shit that you really gonna mean it, but it may not be the best time to say it. So anyway, I hit that 3rd level, and I'm real deal looking from the clouds down that life. Cars are real deal this big, just zooming by. And I looked at her and I was like, I'm telling you, and at this time I'm scared as a motherfucker. I looked at her, I was like, where is he? And she was like, who? And I was like, God. They told us all our life this is where he was, and we're here. Where is he? And I'm saying it like in a panic though, because I'm scared as a motherfucker, because I've never been up this high. I'm like, where is he? Where is he? She's like, Derrick, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. I've been trying to find out what God is, who he is, if he's a man, whatever. I've been trying to find it. We both been trying to find the same answers. And I'm like, where the fuck is he then? I'm like, we here. I want to see him. They keep saying he's this, he's that. I want to see him. And she was like, Derrick, just relax. Like, maybe this not the time. He's just not here. He's not. Look around. I'm telling you, it's real deal like a Blue Room. If y'all, whatever that movie was with Jim Carrey, how that shit looked in that movie when he used to go up to the sky. He was God in that movie or something like that. Him and Morgan Freeman. But that was the same exact like shit I was seeing. And then from that day forth, following the ride. I don't even remember the ride. I just know we showed up at her partner's workplace, And I tell you, the trip ended. Her partner went boom, 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 knocked on the window. Whole trip ended, and I like leaned back in the seat, and I was just like, what the fuck just happened? Almighty Bruce, that's the one. Bruce Almighty, one of them. So that is what happened with religion. I had been questioning. So I'm not even one that's gonna sit here and try to tell y'all this don't exist, that do exist, whatever the case is. I'm just telling you, I stay away from the conversation because it's super divisive. And rather than bicker about what we believe, let's lock in because we both impoverished. Let's lock in because we both trying to get our way out the rat race. Let's lock in because we both want our children to be independent. So that's why, like, that part of the conversation I stay away from. So again, I'm not here to demean anybody. I'm just telling y'all my experiences with religion, my experiences with God, and that there are certain earth-grown drugs out there. The government considers them drugs, but they come out the ground. But they really will help you tap into some other shit that you have never seen. It is not a lie that most humans only functioning with like not even half their brain, like 10% of their brain. I don't know if the actual percentage is true, but I'm gonna tell y'all, I've seen from compare and contrast and having conversations with certain people, a lot of people aren't able to mentally tap in with me and really just go because my shit is clicking on another level. Ray Burns, bro, that's why they're illegal. I'm gonna tell you something that disappointed me. Damn near every time I talk to African American about mushrooms, they go, hell no, bro, that's white people shit. Listen, y'all iPhones, the person who made your iPhones, stupid high. Steve Jobs, stupid high. Read his book, look at his movies. These motherfuckers was flying to India to get the most potent shit and get high. Einstein, cocaine, mushrooms, LSD, all type of shit. So again, I'm not encouraging y'all, but I'm just telling y'all, I'm not telling y'all don't knock them. You can knock them if you like. I'm telling y'all, don't knock the usage of them. Because again, it's what you've been programmed to believe. But most of the devices that y'all on right now was created by people who was super high in the 70s, who came up with brilliant, like Steve Jobs had foresight. He's dead and gone, but he knew in 2018, y'all was going to want that iPhone 10. Look up the patents on most of the shit he created. He was popping the shit back in the 80s.